What is up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to discuss Reddit and then bringing mass adoption to digital collectibles. We're also going to talk about the Bitcoin white paper being hidden in every Mac OS since around 2018. Pretty crazy to see and also super interesting, and I'm sure it's just some sort of individual employee trolling really hard. We'll also break down Yuga's new collections with the vessels and the other deeds extended, their new price points, and if I'm going to be buying them or not. If you guys want to succeed in Web3, if you want to succeed with investing in cryptocurrency or NFTs, you need to be surrounded with the right people and the right resources. If you're looking for a Discord server that provides all of that and more, you can check out the link in the description below for my personal private Discord. So the first clip we have today is actually some pretty insane and kind of funny news coming from Twitter. I'm sure you guys may have seen this news rummaging around, but it looks like the Bitcoin white paper has been hidden in different Mac OSs since around 2018. And if you follow the instructions on the screen right here, and I can promise you it's not a scam, the Bitcoin white paper will pop up. So it's either an employee that's been trolling or it's some grand conspiracy. Regardless, it's incredibly interesting and pretty funny and could very well be some sort of bullish narrative for Bitcoin as a whole. I don't personally think this white paper piece of news is incredibly important or is going to change anything massively, but it is entertaining and it is an exciting piece of news. And if anything, it's going to get more and more people to hear the word Bitcoin, to potentially get interested in Bitcoin and potentially invest in Bitcoin. And with Bitcoin and Ethereum being the two blue chips in the cryptocurrency space, the more people that hear about them, the more people that get interested, and the more people that invest, the better for everyone. Next up, we have Reddit's new Generation 3 digital collectible collection launching on April 10th. So if you remember, in a few videos ago, I talked about the Reddit ecosystem, what they're doing for digital collectibles and NFTs, the rebrand there, the accessibility there, the mass adoption element there. It's really exciting and it's going to help push the entire space forward. The Reddit has done some really interesting things for their digital collectibles, what they plan on doing with the entire ecosystem, their new shop and marketplace that they have. It's going to eliminate a lot of friction and a lot of barriers for new people to get interested in digital collectibles. They could go from these to potentially Ethereum, to Polygon, to Solana, to Cardano, whatever it is, this element of getting people introduced in a non-scammy way, in a non-threatening way, in a way that isn't super painful and riddled with scams. This could absolutely be bullish for the entire industry as a whole, and I'm a big fan of what Reddit is doing. But once again, Reddit's Generation 3 collectible collection is launching on April 10th, and it will be live on this store right here. So people will just be able to have the app on their phone, and millions of people have the Reddit app on their PC or phone, and they'll be able to buy, sell, trade these NFTs. So really exciting. Great for the ecosystem as a whole. Looking forward to seeing the art and what happens with the Reddit ecosystem in the next few years. All right, guys, next up, we have Yuga Labs. They recently did their vessel claim, the coda decoupling, and the other deeds extended version. I'll break all three of those collections down and what they mean and what I am personally doing with mine. So right now, we're looking at the other deed extended collection page on OpenSea. And how this worked is if you held an other deed, you were able to claim a free vessel. And I'll talk about the vessels in a second, but essentially what happened is they migrated from their old collection page, the other deeds, to this collection page, other deeds expanded. And I think they did this for two reasons. One, creator royalties, and also B, they migrated and upgraded their smart contract so they could add things in the future. But if you held on to a other deed, you were able to have a free claim of this other side vessel. And these vessels are going to be directly implemented into the new game that they have coming this summer. And there are three different versions: a hunter, a farmer, and an enchanter. So these three different variations of these vessels have different floor prices. And currently right now, the cheapest one you can get is around 0.35 Ethereum. So once again, a cheaper offering to get potential exposure into the Yuga Labs ecosystem. And I think a lot of people are waiting to potentially purchase, although since release only a couple days ago, depending on when this video goes live, there's already over 1,000 ETH volume traded, but this collection size is going to be 100,000. There's only 27,000, probably closer to 50 when this video goes live, I imagine. And so it'll be super interesting to watch what happens with these vessels, the three different types, how they're implemented into the game. And for me personally, it's interesting because it is a much cheaper entry. It is the cheapest entry besides ApeCoin into the Yuga Labs ecosystem at the moment. And so it should be interesting to see how this entire collection develops and if there's price movement once the game goes live and how they're even implemented into the game at all. But I think a funny piece of news, the other deeds extended page currently is sitting at around 25,000 claimed, probably more when this video goes live, but they're sitting at around 1.1 Ethereum floor floor price, with the vessels being at around, 0.35, which we discussed earlier. So I think if you factor in all fees and gas fees and everything, creator royalty fees, etc., I think if you claim your free vessel from holding your other deed, I think you actually lose money at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how this develops in the next few weeks, but I'm going to hold off on claiming mine for now and just kind of see how everything develops. All right, and the last piece of news that happened with Yuga this week is you were able to decouple your coda if you had a coda. And a coda was basically just out of the 100,000 other deed plots, there were 10,000 of these codas that lived on those certain lands. If you got super lucky, you were able to make a ton of money. And just recently, you were able to take that other deed with a coda on top of it, burn it, and decouple it into this new collection here. And as we can see, 250 volume currently on OpenSea with a floor price of 10.5 Ethereum. And these are the decoupled codas. And obviously there's a ton of different traits. They get a lot more expensive when they have weapons and clothes and cores and different attributes and stuff. But it is really interesting, and it's nice, I think, for them to have their own separate collection page. And so once again, it'll be interesting to see how codas are involved in the game and how this price evaluation changes and where the market supply and demand is, and just overall what happens with these new sectors of the Yuga ecosystem. Taking a look at the Ethereum price, we have seen a tiny bit of a pullback, at least once again at the time of the recording of this video. Sometimes it's hard to talk about price because by the time this video goes live, sometimes the Ethereum price has gone up $100 or down $100 or just continued to go sideways. But regardless, from this wick currently down to the current price, we're down about 4%. So it is interesting to see Ethereum price movement. It looks like we got really close to $2,000 and now have sort of met a little bit of a resistance, and now we're consolidating around the 1900, 1850 mark. So very much watching Bitcoin and Ethereum price because those are the market movers. They affect every other coin. Obviously there's outliers, different altcoins that have moonshots and dump when Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't doing much, but for the most part, you can kind of predict where the market is headed if you're watching Ethereum and Bitcoin. I would say depending on the collections that you hold and the coins that you hold, the market has been fairly bullish since the beginning of January. Like we discussed in the last video, if you had bought Ethereum at the start of the year, you would be up around 50-60% right now. And so overall, depending on the NFTs you held or the coins you held, you could have made quite a bit of money from the start of this year until now. And so it remains to be seen how the rest of this year plans on playing out. But at the moment, my current prediction, my current guesstimate, my best speculation is that we will probably continue to go sideways or trend higher around this $2,000 Ethereum range until the market decides what the heck is going on with interest rates. Once interest rates start to cut, I expect risk assets to pull back. Historically, that seems to be what happens. And that would be the time for me to start really kind of getting into as much exposure to coins that I really believe in as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out my private Discord in the description below. If you're looking to navigate these markets in a safe way, it is the place to be. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the very next one. Peace.